Hey guys, what's up? This is XWolfX here coming at you with a deck profile. Better late than never, then I'll say, because the box has been out for a while, and so this deck's been kind of done. But I still remember the first regional that we went to after this box was released. There was a lot of this played. It's a really fun deck, and it's Noble Knights. All right, now let's get started. So, 3 Noble Knight Gwaine. He's a 4-star, 1900 attack, light monster. Can special summon himself if you have a face-up normal light monster, which your Marat and Boars will be if you don't have the equip card on them. So it just makes rank 4 plays, and sometimes will be some of your best plays if you get a pretty dead hand. I play 1. Some people play 2 or 3 of this card. Noble Knight Drystand. He's a 4-star, 1800 attack. If you have a Noble Arm equip card on him, once per turn, he can blow up a... Well, he has a target, one face-up card on the field, and then he destroys it. And it's just really nice. He's a destruction card. Gets around certain things. Now for the heart and soul of the engine. 3 Marat. Now, he's a 4-star. He's considered a normal light monster while he does not have anything equipped to him. But once a Noble Armor equip card is equipped to him, he becomes a dark monster and his level raises up by 1. And then once per turn, if you control no other monsters, you can special summon 1 Noble Knight from your deck in face-up defense position. So you'll use his effect, grab Boars, and once he does, once he special summons the Noble Knight monster, you have to destroy your equip card. Well, your equip card gets destroyed and then re-equips. And I'll go over the plays here after I get done with the deck list. Alright, 3 Boars. Now, just like Marat, he's a normal monster until he gets a Noble Arms card equipped to him. He's also a 1700 attack. When he gets an equip card to him, he becomes dark and his level is increased by 1. And during your main phase, he basically has a Power Tool Dragon effect where you select 3 from the deck, you reveal it to your opponent, shuffle them. Your opponent picks 1. But instead of the other 2 going back to deck, they go to the graveyard, which in this deck is actually really good, and I'll explain why when I get into the combos. I play 1 Noble Knight Bedwith, or however you pronounce his name. Sorry guys if I butchered it. He's a 4-star, 1600 attack. When he has normal summon or special summon, you can send 1 Noble Arm equip card, spell card from your deck to the graveyard. He's basically just deck thinning, and it's just kind of convenient because sometimes you're like, well, I want to go into my rank 4 guy, but I don't have one of my equip cards I really need to grab. So then you dump that one, then you go for your rank 4, and then get that equip card to him. What are the other best cards in this deck? Merlin. I play 3 of him. Some people like 2. I prefer 3. He's a 3-star, dark type, 1400 attack. When he is summoned, or I don't know why I said when summoned. Alright, you can tribute this card, special summon 1 Noble Knight monster from your deck. So basically, if you have nothing going for you, you could be like, okay, summon Merlin, pop off, get my Marat, use or equip a card to Marat, and then get your big plays going. Also, he's got kind of like a Formula Synchron effect too. Because during either player's turn, you can banish him from the graveyard and either go for a Synchro Summon or a Exceed Summon as long as you have the materials on the field. So you would have to have your Lady of the Lake plus your monster, or you have to have your 2 level 4, level 5 monsters out on the board for this to resolve properly. This card's pretty good. It is Queen of Noble Arms. Basically, she's an equipped herself too, and so you can search her off of Boar's effect. But I like to have this card in the graveyard. She's really nice to have. Because once per turn, if she's in hand or in graveyard, you can equip it to one of your Noble Knight monsters. Now, only one. So if you have both copies in the grave, you can only use 1. You can't use both. Otherwise, it'd be really good. Or maybe 2 broken, or whatever you really want to call it. Anyways, the monster gets 300 extra attack, and if the monster is a light attribute, the equipped monster, if it would be destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy this card instead. Now, if it's to a dark monster, it basically becomes a canister, but you have to pop the card off. So it's really nice to have, because sometimes it's like, oh, well, my big monster can't run over this, so okay, I'll have her swing into your monster, pop off. Well, I just got around your big monster. And then 1 Lady of the Lake. Now, this card's really good. She's the tuner of the deck. I only play 1. 200 attack, 1800 defense, 1 star. When she's in the graveyard, you can, if you have like your Marat or Boars at level 5, you level eat them to bring her out, then you go into the level 5 synchro, and it's really nice to have, and it's pretty fun. But after she level eats the effect, she gets banished. I play 1 Raigeki. Well, going into spells, 1 Raigeki because it's Raigeki. 3 Rhoda because this lets you search your combo plays out for Marat or whatever else you need. 1 Soul Charge because it's Soul Charge. 2 Last Chapter of the Noble Knights. Now this card is really good. It's kind of like if as soon as you use all your resource, this kind of lets you open up your plays again, because if you control a monster, if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can target 1 Noble Knight, 1 Noble Arms card, and 1 appropriate monster. The monster gets summoned and the equip card gets equipped. So it's just very nice, convenient, and opens up plays. 2 Typhoon because Typhoon's amazing and all that fun stuff. Now for the Noble Arm cards, like the equip cards, I play 2 Noble Arms of Destiny. You can only have 1 face up at a time. You equip it to a warrior monster. Once per turn, the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect. Also, if this card is destroyed, once per turn it can reattach to another warrior monster on your side of the field. Or actually, yeah. Anyways, so it keeps returning. It's a nice card to have. Noble Art Galatan. I only like it at 1. Some people like it at 2 or 3. You target up, or you can only control one face up at a time, anyways. And you equipped it to a warrior monster, it gains 1,000 attack. But during your next few standby phases, it loses 200 attack. So eventually, it becomes a neg. That's one reason why I don't like it. But then again, it does temporarily get around some of your big beefy monsters. So it can be nice to have, and it does have the Destiny effect, where if it gets destroyed, it can re-equip. Now this one's one of my favorites. Noble Arms Caliburn. Alright, you can only control 1 at a time. Equipped to a warrior-type monster, gains 500 attack, and once per turn, you can gain 500 life points. So it's really funny to equip it to Marat, use Marat effect, get the 500 from Caliburn, use Marat effect, summon Boars, equip to Boars. Then you can use it from Boars, which is really funny too. Then you go into your Exceed to re-equip Caliburn, and then you get 1,500 life points in like a turn 1 play, and it's just funny to do. Or in 1 turn, you can get 1,500 life points. Then I played 2X Caliburn, one of the best cards. Unfortunately, it cannot re-equip, but then again, it's such a good card because it prevents your opponent from targeting your monster if whatever one's equipped, and that's why it's really good. Also, if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, and that's why some people play 3, and I only play 2. You can banish it and basically rank up or rank down your Noble Arm monster, and it's just really fun to do. And then the last one, you can only have one of these face up, equipped to a warrior type monster. Once per turn, you can target 1 set card your opponent controls, and your monster loses 500 attack, and if it does, then you destroy the target, which is really nice to pop back rows. So it's really funny to have this equipped to the dry guy, because he pops off one of the face-ups, and then this blows up a face down. And then 1 Snatch Shield, because Snatch Shield is amazing. You can do it to go into a rank 4 if you steal your opponent's level 4 monster, or you can beat down or whatever you need with this card. One of the best cards in the game, to be honest. On to traps. 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, because it's bottomless. 1 TT. Prevents swarming. Great card. 2 Breakthrough Skill, because it's Breakthrough Skill. And you do want to have open spaces in your back row. So at least this can go to the graveyard, then you can get a second time use of it. 1 Compulse, because it's Compulse. Bounces into Synchro or XYZ. Very nice. 1 Solemn Warning, so you can negate a summon. Onto the extra deck. 1, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Land Around Sally, whatever you really want to call him. Now, he's the only Synchro I play of the deck. When he's and he's a lot of fun, especially. Sorry, guys, my thing cut off. Anyways, it's one Egg Noble Knight, high, whatever, Land Sally, or like one of my friends likes to call him, Lancelot. He's a warrior, level 5, 2100 beater, and when he's summoned, you can equip one Noble Arm card from your deck. And then if at the end of the battle phase, if this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can add one Noble Knight or Noble Arms card from your deck to your hand. Unfortunately, you can only control one at a time, but this is what you go into with your Lady of the Lake. And he's really good because sometimes, like, if you can't get the Exceed plays out, you get him out. He's a 21 beater with whatever spell card of your choosing. And that's basically up for him. Now, 2 of the level 5 guy, he's King. I call him King Arthur. I don't really actually know his name. Now, the level 5, when Exceed summon, just like the other one, you can target up to 3 Noble Armor card, equip spell cards from your graveyard with different names and equip it to him. Very good, because when he summons, it's like, oh, look at this. I get back my 3 equip cards. And I'll explain the combo with him later. And once per turn, he can detach 1 material to blow up a face-up monster, I think it is. Oh, no, it's just 1 other monster on the field. Also, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 level 4 or higher Noble Knight monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So if they're able to get around the pesky spell cards and this, then it's just like, oh, look at that. I get my monster to redo the play. Have fun. And then the last of the Noble Knight Exceeds slash extra deck saves. It's this guy. He requires 2 level 4s. When he is summoned, he targets up to 3 Noble Arm equipped cards and puts it on him. Now, I do like him a little bit better just because once per turn, you can detach 1 material from him. And then you destroy up to any number of spell or trap cards on the field up to the number of Noble Arms equipped to him. So if you have like 3 or 4 and your opponent has 4 back rows, you can be like, okay, detach. I just blow up 4 of your back row. What are you going to do about it? 2,000 attack, and then he's just really good. I mean, that's just mainly what he's there for, to blow up back row. Then, as for the other rank 4s, Blade Armor Ninja, just because he requires 2 level 4s, detach 1, he can attack twice. Number 50, Black Ship of Corn, just to get around certain monsters on the field that's lower attack than him, that could be kind of pesky, and then burn them for 1,000. 101, gets around good Exceeds or Synchro Summons or any high special summon monster. 1 Excalibur, just because he can become a 4,000 beater, and you can equip your Noble Arm cards onto him, so it's kind of funny. 1 Castell, just because in case you need to get around the Cliff Fort plays, or bounce Dante back to extra deck, or whatever you need to bounce at that point. 1 Star Liege, I'm not even going to pronounce his name. He's a 2,000 attack, requires 2 level 4 light monsters. He can detach 2 materials, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attacks become 0, and then its effects are negated. And if they destroy this card by battle or card effect, and it's sent to the graveyard, you draw a card. So it's like, okay, get around my rank 4. Cool. I get a draw card. 1 Exciton Knight, self-explanatory, blows up field if your opponent has advantage. 1 Lava Ball Chain, because it's Lava Ball Chain, really good. Send whatever cards you want from your deck to the graveyard, so it gives you deck thinning ability. 1 Abyss Dweller to stop Burning Abyss or Dark World or whatever you really want to use it on, or Mermails, whatever is really relevant at the time. And then 1 number 80, because he can equip himself to XYZ monster you already control, and then it gets 1,200 attack. Also, you can detach materials from this card, target cards in your opponent's graveyard, and banish it. So it's kind of nice to have. Now, as for the combos of the deck, like I said, I would explain. So mostly what I like to do is use Rhoda or Merlin, get Marat, depending what cards I have out on the field at the time. If I have Destiny is actually a great setup card, because I'll equip Destiny or whatever card, special summon Boars. Once Boars special summon, You equip the new one to him, or you re-equip whatever card that was destroyed from Marat's effect to him, unless it's Excalibur, because you can't. Then you're like, okay, Boar's effect, search 3, which usually the 3 at the time, if you do not have Destiny, Excalibur, or her, that's what you want to go for. So you'll pick those 3, let whatever gets sent to the graveyard, then equip whatever one back to Marat, so it's a level 5. Then you go into him. So once he's summoned, you'll want to make sure you have in graveyard or equipped it to the monsters Excalibur, Noble Arms of Destiny, and then whatever third one you really want, because you want her in the graveyard. That's what you want. Hopefully your opponent does not pick her to go back to hand from Boars. So then by that time you should have a third whatever one in the graveyard. So then it's like, okay, I get my Destiny, my Excalibur, and this thing, or whatever. I mean, this is just good for back row destruction, but I like Caliburn just because it's funny because you can get 500 life points. So you're like, okay, I equip those 3. Now I'll equip my Queen and make my King, whatever, a canister too. So you got to get around this big monster that if you try to target him, you can't because of Excalibur. And if you try to destroy him once per turn, I can save him. And that's pretty much it. Or if you want to do the rank 4 variant of it, you get him out, make sure you get your Boars out, but you have to have him in hand because you'll use Boar's effect, get the said 3, special summon him, exceed for the rank 4 one, do the same play. And I mean, it is a little bit of a one-trick pony, but it's a really nice one-trick pony. Alright guys, I hope you guys liked this video. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends if you did. And if you guys want to see any other type of deck profiles, just let me know because I'll be doing some soon. And like I said, you guys like, subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And have a good day. Peace.